missed the party yesterday, by the way.
Did we?
Yeah, there was a pre-conference social. I didn't know about it. But today we've got a whole lot of lectures.
See, Hendrik, as a producer, we expect you to know that stuff. I've prepared for this conference. Unlike the last one, I think we've actually sort of grown our culture to fit in.
Yeah, we're getting more beery, but I haven't seen lots of beards here.
Maybe because these guys actually make beer. They're not busy with beer.
They're not the jokers. But there's one reason why we're actually here.
Which is what?
I haven't told you
I
this.
thought we we're going to drink beer.
No.
That's why we're here.
We can go to craft brewing conferences anywhere.
Sure.
Anywhere.
Right.
But there's something special here. I've heard about a fella that makes hops oil. And he's claiming to have a bit of a shortcut.
Hop oil.
Hops oil.
I'll be damned because it sounds actually quite good. If it works.
If it works, and that's the big question, if it works. In Montana so far, we've drank some pretty good beers though. There's not a lot of pretense here. You guys are you're muscling it out
we're the real
there.
deal. Which is, the way Montanans are. I appreciate that you respect that and notice that right away. This is our 7th annual conference. We've got some great speakers. I think that helps to bring people in. We worked really hard to promote it, really upped our game this year, and it's showing.
In the years that you've done this conference, the topics must have changed to what people are interested in hearing about.
There's a lot of competition these days. I mean, it's the double-edged sword of the booming craft brewing business, right? Great for consumers, lots of different variety, but it's a challenge for individual breweries to eke out their niche in the market, not just between Montana breweries, but from craft breweries from out of state, bringing their beer into the state. 3 of the last 5 years at Great American Beer Festival, a Montana brewery has won either the Small Brewing Company and Brewer of the Year Award or the Very Small Brewing Company and Brewer of the Year Award. And those are the local tap rooms. Those are the small up-and-coming brewers. And we're definitely making our mark in the national scene.
If I'm a fledgling brewery out there or somebody with a dream today, and you have to give me advice on how to get going, what would you tell me?
Focus on the whole thing. I think people focus just a little bit too much on recipes. To be a successful brewery these days, you really have to look around your larger community. You have to look around your walls itself. You have to understand what you're trying to create, because people will come for the beer, and if the beer is good, they'll keep coming back. But if the place doesn't feel right, if the place feels like an afterthought, if you've hired people who might not be in the service industry and who are kind of assholes sometimes, they're not necessarily going to come back. If you're true to yourself and true to your tenants and true to your beliefs and true to giving the drinkers the best possible experience, you'll find that you'll be successful.
You done harvesting?
We are.
Yeah?
Yeah, we finished up last Friday. So everything that we have here is incredibly fresh. It was all picked over the past couple of weeks.
Big question is, there's a big drive now for fresh hops, green hops.
Absolutely.
And that means you must be quite busy trying to get it in time for brewers to be able to use it.
We probably did about 25,000 pounds in fresh hops this year, which was an all-time high. Most of that's all done within the Pacific Northwest. We have a lot of brewers that come to the farm, drive down the morning of. Last year we actually had Bastion Brewery fly down from Bellingham, Washington. But we are shipping fresh hops all over the country.
I know there's people out there that's going to ask a question. We call it hops oil. Is it actually hops? Is it made from hops?
Oh my goodness, yes. It's taken right off the field, distilled, and oiled same day. And so it's as fresh gets.
So it's real hops.
Yes,
So we're
real
not
hops.
breaking any rules here. It's the 4 ingredients. One of them is hops. We're sticking with the
No
rain extract.
additives, nothing. It's direct from the field to the can.
I'm all for everything and anything that makes beer better. With niche or farm malting operations is that you have seasonality or terroir that comes with your malts. What makes yours so special?
All of our malt is grown on irrigated ground, so we have the ability to take some of the seasonalness out of it and be a little more consistent with that, yet keeping the terroir with it as well, as being able to say we have certain fields that we want to grow in, that we want a uniqueness to it. We can pick those, being the farmers ourselves.
Montana craft malt. You get craft beer, you get craft everything nowadays. Now you get craft malt too, don't you?
That's how it should be. We have some exclusives on some really cool, unique varieties, some European stuff that we can pull over and grow here in Montana. But at the end of the day, everything we do is grown and malted here in Montana.
Do you have any coffee flavoring?
Yeah, I have vanilla.
No coffee. So that's real coffee you've got there.
That's real coffee there, but I could put the vanilla in it.
and that'll make it awesome. Isn't that cheating? Is that breaking the law of beer, the purity law of beer?
Only in Germany. But Germans were actually the first one to break the law. So when they make a Berliner Weiss and you pump raspberry in and after, that's how they were getting away with it, right? So it's like, oh, okay, well, we'll put the flavor in after we brew, and we're not technically breaking Reinheitsgebot. So that's where this product line even came through. It's like, why couldn't you flavor all beers like that?
So when they tell you they've got those fresh blueberries in that very interesting ale they just came up with, is that your fresh blueberries as a little condensed and concentrated as
Right,
opposed
so
to a whole bucket outload in the back?
Yeah, so it's real blueberry. I wouldn't call it fresh. I mean, like a fresh blueberry you went and picked,
No,
right?
the fresh is sort of the
Right.
marketing speak, is it? You've been brewing with hops oil for how long now?
I believe 2 years, a little over 2 years.
He's having a beer, I don't have a beer. So help me out, your initial experiences with it when you started off.
Well, it was an intriguing product. I mean, you put a toothpick of this into a pint of beer, and all of a sudden, it's an explosion of aromatics in your face. So, gosh, how can we incorporate this into our beers and make them more exciting as well? It's fresh. It smells fresh. It smells like it was just dry hopped or dosed with this oil. Whereas when you drink an IPA, it's the clock's ticking. Every day it gets less and less aromatic, and eventually when it gets to my lips, it's not where it should be. And that's a concern for every brewer.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking Etc. from, that's what it is, from Meadowlark Brewing in eastern Montana, in Sydney, Montana. And this is my first time tasting it. And this contains hops oil. It contains Eldorado, Azacca, and Aroma, 3 varieties of hops oil in a blend. It's wonderful. Would you
Well,
like to try
I'd like to have some because you're holding out a little here on me.
Sorry, buddy.
There we
It's
go.
like, you know.
Where's hops oil head office?
It's in Whitefish, Montana, near Glacier National Park.
We need an excuse. We'd love to come and learn a little bit more about you. Is that okay?
I would love to invite you to come on out to see Glacier National Park, see Glacier Hops Ranch, see where we put it all together.
Let me see if it's worth the trip. Let's hang on a second. Cheers. Let me
Cheers.
see if this is going to be worth the trip.
You tell me.
Wow,
Nice.
this is nice. I think we're booked. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're booked.
I'll
Whitefish,
keep an
Montana?
I'll keep an opening in my schedule for you.
Do you have
whenever
any,
you come
do
up
you
with.
have any of that left here? Just,
I do.
Can we
I've
take
got
some
some.
with us?
Yes,
Yeah.